Welcome to today's live stream concert. My name's Paul Young and I'm the Concert and Engagement Officer at the School of Music. Can you hear me out there? Okay, great, sorry. We've had a few minor technical issues today, sorry for the slightly late start. Today we're live streaming to you from the UQ Art Museum in an ongoing partnership between the museum and the UQ School of Music. This segment of our live stream concert series features alumni and staff working in the genres of electroacoustics, structured improvisation, electronic dance music and contemporary classical music. Today we're thrilled to feature Kieran Welch's A Missing Moon program, which in many ways embodies the spirit of this segment of our concert series. Kieran is perhaps best well known as the curator and organiser of Australia's post-concert series Dots and Loops, which inclusively explores the spaces in between a traditional classical concert, an underground club gig and an experimental art show. If you'd like to find out more about today's program or see the list of Kieran's impressive accomplishments, you can read our digital program via the link that is located either in the information section of the YouTube page or in the comments section of the social media platform you might happen to be streaming from. I would just like to quickly take this opportunity to thank the UQ Art Museum's Education and Public Programs Officer Nicola Garrett and the museum's director Dr. Campbell Gray for their support in the production of these concerts, which have been a tremendous opportunity for showcasing emerging musical genres that the School of Music is actively involved in producing and presenting. Without further ado, we would like to welcome Kieran to the stage, and he'll just say a few words before beginning the concert.
Hello everyone, lovely to be here. There will be a little bit of a do because I forgot to tune properly just beforehand, so give me 1 minute. Thank you. I can now rest assured that you're going to be receiving everything here in beautiful, perfect fifths. Thank you for the introduction, Paul. I am Kieran Welch. I'd just like to start off by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land, the Turrbal and Yagara people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. It always was and always will be Aboriginal land. This is my A Missing Moon project. It's been a number of years in the making, and it's sort of a way for me to sum up what I do in my concert series Dots and Loops into a more compact solo viola way. So I go all the way from a beautiful solo viola piece, which I'm about to start with, by Anne Leilehua Lanzilotti, through a piece with for viola and electronics by Connor Donetto, another UQ graduate who's right behind the camera here. Lovely to have you here. An amazing piece by Tilman Robinson, a piece by Ailie Robertson, that's confusing, and then a piece that amazing producer, DJ, singer LÂLKA and I produced together before going into a DJ set. So it's sort of trying to sum up everything I do at once. But yeah, I've said it maybe twice already. There was a bit of a do, but now no more ado. Let's get started. This is Koa Inoa by Anne Leilehua. Okay, so while I'm setting up the next one, that was To the Moon by Connor Donetto. I was very lucky to have him write that for me in 2015. Too many things in my hands. And I've played it heaps of times since. Absolutely beautiful. If you're a violist and want to play it, look it up. Also look up his string quartets or whatever. Brisbane composer who's absolutely killing it. And also happens to be on the Dots and Loops team. I'm very lucky to have him. Next piece that I am going to play for you is by Tilman Robinson, who is a Melbourne-based sound designer, composer, absolutely incredible person. This is in Regolith, which more than any of the pieces that I commissioned for this project really is an example of what I wanted it to be, which is a really unique and new crossover between my two musical worlds, my classical viola training and the electronic music that I listen to and DJ and love. He's got me pressing all these crazy buttons over here on this MIDI controller. He's got one of the world's most complicated Ableton sessions that he wrote as part of it, which just seems to work most of the time. It's beautiful and not very not very common with pieces for electronics. It's not working just now, but we will make it happen. But yeah, so without further ado, this is In Regolith by Tilman Robinson. This is not Tilman's fault, it's just my setup's fault. Oops. Okay. Oh, I was just pressing the wrong button. Sorted. I was just pressing the wrong button. getting better at it, but it can be a little hard to navigate the cables around me. For some reason, I keep adding more. Um, like, it makes sense from a curatorial point of view. My number one passion is curation. More and more is just finding music that I'm really passionate about, and then putting it together in a way to best display it to other people who I think might like it. So that's been one of the aims of this Missing Moon project, is to sort of bring together different genres, different composers that I want to show people, hey, this is really cool. This next one, second last piece here, is by Ailie Robertson. She's a phenomenal Celtic harpist, also just casually getting commissions from YLSO and stuff. She's one of the funnest people I've ever met. And this was a bit of an experiment for her, and it's a bit of an experiment for me too. For both of us, it was the first time she'd composed using electronics, and the first time that I've really done a lot of live looping and a lot of improvisation in performance. So it's a fun journey. Let's go on it together.
There were a story in a tavern and clothing in West Yell. And there were 4 children in a family, 2 sisters and 2 brothers. And one of those brothers, when he was a boy, probably about 16, he went away to sea. And he rot for about a year after he went to sea, and then he went to Western Australia. And he was never heard of for over 50 years. And then this brother and 2 sisters were getting very old, and they still were working their craft. And the brother was younger, and he was dealing with that woman that came to help them in the meantime. And when they were dealing, before 12 o'clock, there were 2 carved ravens that come over, and they cried about them. And says this woman to this man, hey, here come you. And he says, what do you mean, babe, what you're saying to the men? She says, I mean what I'm saying. She says, they said that a stranger sleeping to your house, no sleeping to your house for 51 years. And he says, oh, that can't be possible. She says, where do you'll see. So then a time came and they had the dinner, and then they went out to Delhi again, and then the sisters never seemed to come with the tea. And then he said, at tea time we'll have to leave and go and get what tea ever happened to lasses. But when they looked up, into the yard, here's the man walking with a white shirt, with gold links in it on him. And he said, God be praised and walking yon week and into the Tommy Sisters, yon's a dressed man, and yet he seems to be very old. And when they come up, that was his brother that had been away and 51 years. And he come home and he was home nevermore with him until he died. Helping him that ends the story.
So one day I'll be able to afford a proper Ableton controller to do all of that stuff, moving knobs, not touching my computer keyboard, because that looks better even though it's like the same thing. Anyway, that was the world premiere of a piece by Ailie Robertson called Ravens. The final live piece I have for you before going into a DJ set, also by me, hello, is called Empathy. It's a piece I wrote with LÂLKA, who's an amazing future pop singer, performer, and creating this piece was another thing that was a huge learning curve, but one of the most exciting things of this project. Because normally when I'd commission a piece, I'd be like, hey, I'd love you to write me a piece. And I'd see the composer a month or two later, and they'd be like, hey, I've got this draft for you. Do you want to play through it? And I'd look at a sheet of paper, and I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's work on this or whatever. But this one, LÂLKA was like, hey, do you want to come over and we'll jam for a bit? And I came over expecting her to have some things written. She was like, okay, let's go. I was like, okay. And everyone's an improviser, but in the classical music education, sometimes it gets sort of taught out of you a bit. You're taught that you have to be very good at something before you do it in front of other people. So yeah, doing that last piece was a bit scary because I haven't improvised live much before, but I thought it was a bit fun. And doing this was a bit scary as well because I didn't consider myself a composer, but I'm very happy with what we've come up with. It's as the kids would say, it's a bit of a banger. So this is the last you'll hear from me. Thank you to UQ for having me. This is Empathy by LÂLKA and Kieran Welch. The composer also happens to be on stage. Half of the composers. And then I'll be going into a bit of a DJ set to finish with because it's very important from a curatorial point of view for me. Thank you for tuning in.
My briefcase, Rick said, as he rummaged for the void camp forms. Nice, isn't it? Department issue. Well, well, Rachel said remotely. Baby hide, Rick said. He stroked the black leather surface of the briefcase. 100% genuine human baby hide.
He saw the two dial indicators gyrate frantically.
But only after a pause. Reaction had come, but too late. He knew the reaction period down to a fraction of a second. The correct reaction period. There should have been none. Thanks, Miss Rosen, he said, and gathered together the equipment again. He had concluded his retesting.
That is all. That is all. That is all. That is all.
Projection of a subjective state into an object, so that the object appears to be infused with it. Vicariously experienced. Shame can't survive. Past, present. Feelings, experience. Empathy. Experience.
That is all. That is all. That is all.
Empathy.
Anyway, that's about all the time we have for right now. Thank you very much again for tuning in. I've been Kieran Welch. You have been you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And finally, thank you very much to Paul Young over here, who has at very last minute managed some very complicated sound stuff. So thank you to Paul for not only running the live stream, but also dealing with all of this behind the scenes. And thank you for tuning in.